Coming up on MCTV this week, Monmouth receives a grant that looks to improve the community, and residents meet to discuss the future of Illinois gun laws. This week starts now. Hello and welcome to MCTV This Week. For Cameron Line, I'm Tori Philbin. Thanks for joining us. Earlier this month, the City of Monmouth was one of the 14 statewide recipients of a very special award. The Illinois Broadband Innovation Fund granted a total of $500,000 to organizations who were looking to improve a variety of areas, such as education, healthcare, and agriculture through the control of high-speed internet. Unfortunately, 37% of Illinois citizens don't have access to broadband technology, which means they lose out on many services and opportunities other citizens can benefit from. Through a community partnership, Monmouth received a $10,000 grant.
We authored it and we're the agent for the grant, but it's a partnership with the Warren County Historical Society, with Monmouth College, with the Buchanan Center for the Arts, with the Warren County Public Library, with Frontier Communications, with Midwest Bank. So it's lots of local organizations coming in with their time, their expertise, their money, the services they can provide to create this really great resource, which hopefully it's going to serve us for decades to come, and it's exciting to be a part of that.
This award will be part of the $26,000 project to develop the Warren County Virtual Museum,
which is the idea of having a web-based tool that students, high school students, college students, can actually curate and create online exhibits that can be enjoyed by the community. And that's the whole idea of what we want to do.
Although the museum will only be open one Sunday afternoon a month, there are other ways that this project will benefit the whole region.
If we can kind of start showcasing some of the unique holdings in the museum, some of the things that are in the Warren or in the wider Birthplace Museum, one, you'll get that story out there, but two, maybe you'll entice people to come into our community, to visit these things in physical space and spend some dollars in the community. Monmouth College students are also taking part in making in the virtual museum. Bridget Draxler is doing a course each fall called Local Heroes, and it's part of the civic engagement requirement of the college curriculum. And that class is actually going to be researching and getting information that will then become exhibits in the museum. So part of what they're doing is they're learning to research and tell stories, but then they're also going to be using the technology we develop to share those stories with not only the whole college community, but the whole region as well. Web Design Work has already embarked on the Warren County Virtual Museum, but it will take 8 months to complete the project.
On Election Day, Warren County voters will find on their ballot a referendum for whether Illinois citizens should have the right to carry a concealed weapon. This was the topic of discussion at a town hall meeting that was held last Thursday.
A crowd of residents from Warren, McDonough, and Mercer counties filled the Armory to learn about the Illinois gun laws, specifically how it related to the referendum citizens will get to vote on. While the referendum would not give Illinois citizens the right to carry a firearm outside their property, it would send a message to the state legislature about where the county stands. The right to carry already has enough votes in the Senate, but is currently 3 votes short in the House. Illinois is the only state which does not have legal concealed carry. Sean McKee, who started the petition for the referendum, feels confident that residents will vote yes.
I don't have any hard data, but just from talking to people and the feeling I get from talking to people, I haven't really met anybody who's strongly opposed, and everybody who was getting signatures for the petition, there's some people don't want to sign it, but I think there's very high, from the people we've talked to, there's very high support for it.
Illinois Carry spokesperson Valinda Rowe spoke for almost an hour about the importance of concealed carry for citizens. In addition, both candidates for the 47th District seat in the state Senate spoke. The man who currently holds the seat, Democrat John Sullivan, spoke early in the evening and expressed his support for the measure, while later his opponent, Republican Randy Freese, also showed his support, but criticized Sullivan for voting for a Senate president that is pro-gun control.
Because I'm running for a state senate in the 47th district, the 47th district is perhaps, I believe it's the largest geographic Senate district in the state of Illinois. That means there's a lot of rural area. That means for a lot of people, they are quite a ways away sometime from help when seconds count, when they might need help. Law enforcement might be a group of minutes away. And so it's very important to the people that live out in these very rural communities to be able to protect themselves. Now, these are law-abiding citizens who would like to just to have the right to protect themselves. So I'm very passionate to support that right for them.
Election Day is Tuesday, November 6th. In most areas, polls open at 6 in the morning and remain open until 7 that evening.
Sunday's crop walk in Monmouth looked to take a bite out of world hunger. In the fall, an interfaith organization called Church World Service sponsors crop walks around the country. For weeks, teams have been formed and have been collecting money. The turnout of teams came from groups in the school and community, including churches, clubs, fraternities, and sororities. Of the money raised, 75% goes to global efforts, while 25% stays local.
We decided to give our local money to the Operation Backpack that supports the Monmouth Roseville schools, and Blessings in a Backpack that supports United Schools. So this is, I mean, hunger is a real issue in our community, in the Monmouth community. And the backpack program sends a backpack full of food home with children who may not have food over the weekend.
Even before the crop walk began on Sunday, Monmouth's branch had over $1,000 in online donations.
Debate has come and gone. On Monday night, students living in the Garden House held a viewing of the debate in their living room. This provided a smaller, quieter atmosphere for students to view and discuss the topics in this year's upcoming election.
Usually the past debates have been held on campus, and we heard that that was not going to be possible for this debate. We've been watching the debates here anyway, so we figured that we are active on campus and we would be willing to have people over since we're watching it anyway.
Although this event wasn't sponsored by the MC Rock the Vote programs, more election events will be held all the way up until Election Day. For more information, you can visit facebook.com/mcvoting.
Taking a look at some events on campus this week. Tonight in Scotland Yard, ASAP hosts a bingo night with guest caller Billy Bernard. Running from Thursday through Saturday, Crimson Mask is performing ancient Greek tragedy, The Bacchae. Shows start at 7:30 in the Wells Theater. And for lighter fare, comedian John Cassidy will be performing Friday night at 7 in the Dahl Chapel.
Coming up in sports after the break. Monmouth women's soccer hosts a Midwest Conference matchup with Lake Forest. With only 4 games left in the Midwest Conference season, Monmouth women's soccer hosted a pivotal matchup with conference unbeaten Lake Forest on Saturday. In the first half, this goal by freshman Emily Flynn put Monmouth on the board. The Scots would find the nets again in the second before junior Lauren Becker added the third Scots goal of the afternoon. In the closing moments, the Foresters would finally find the nylon, but it was too little too late as the Scots shocked Lake Forest 3-1, ending the Foresters' quest for an undefeated conference campaign. As we speak, the Scots are up in Wisconsin taking on the Beloit Buccaneers. They'll welcome Grinnell to town on Saturday afternoon, that game scheduled for 1:30. On Saturday afternoon, it was the men's chance to take on Lake Forest. The visitors scored twice before Monmouth's Isaac Hernandez found the net to bring the Scots within 1. That would be all the offense Monmouth could manage, however, falling to Lake Forest 4-1. Coach Barry McNamara says defense cost his team once again.
Well, it was a tough one for us today. We thought we could play with those guys, but we had some mistakes in the back, just mistakes in our defensive half of the field that cost us. And a good team like Lake Forest makes you pay for those mistakes, and that's how the first half went. So we were hoping for a little bit better outcome, but the second half was solid, but the first half we kind of let it get away from us.
After falling to the Midwest Conference's top team on Saturday, the men welcomed second-place Carroll to town on Sunday afternoon. Carroll flew out of the gates, tallying all 4 of their goals in the first to take a 4-0 halftime advantage. In the second, the Scots' improved defense held Carroll scoreless, and Monmouth fired back with 3 goals after halftime, but they would fall short, losing to Carroll 4-3. Next Saturday, the men wrap up their season hosting Grinnell. That's been a look at sports. Here are your scores for this week.
Welcome back. ASAP fed Monmouth's Inner Country last Thursday at one of their popular coffee house events. The Underground Cafe played host to Nashville country artist Russell Dickerson. After he played a mix of his own recordings and requests for popular hits from other artists, the audience got to show off their talents with an open mic.
This event went really well. It was our first country singer we had at an ASAP coffee house, so the crowd turned out, pretty nice. We had some good times, and Russell was really great, so it was a good time.
ASAP's next event is 9:30 tonight in Scotland Yard when they will be hosting a bingo night.
For MCTV This Week, I'm Kyle McEwen.
And I'm Tori Philbin. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday for a new edition of MCTV.
And remember, you can always find us on the web 24 hours a day at monmouthcollege.edu/MCTV. See you next week.